Good afternoon, everybody. Here we are again with our second series of Grace and Stan in Sebastopol. It is November 15th, and I am here with Stan and Grace to do a little fireside chat. So I'm going to start this afternoon with a question for Stanley. Stan, what do you remember most about your childhood?
My mother was pretty strict about my behavior, and but I was allowed to play out, and even before school, for I was old enough to be in school, and I lived fortunately only a half a block from my grades 1 through 6, and I could get up in the morning and walk out on our porch, and I could see the kids lined up and walking in, and I could walk over and get on the tail end of them and get into school on time, and not leave home more than about 30 seconds.
And Grace, what about you? What do you remember most about your childhood?
I spent a lot of time outside and playing on the playground and just having a great time.
And my next question is kind of about working. So, Mother, what's the best thing, in your opinion, about having a job that you love?
Oh, it gives your life focus. It makes you think and plan, and that is just, and all of a sudden your ideas come alive.
And do you feel like you had jobs that you loved?
Yes.
Yes. What was your favorite job probably that you had in life?
I don't know. I loved them all, but they were all the same, you know. But I loved teaching, and that and physical education is just a wonderful, wonderful job.
And Stan, what do you think the best thing about having a job that you love is?
Oh, I couldn't imagine having a job that I hated. I have had some jobs that I wasn't too excited about, but I enjoyed doing things that seemed to help build up somebody else or to build up me.
Nice, that's great. And Mother, how do you feel about living in California versus Phoenix?
I don't even think about it because I've lived in different places my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a little concerned that the climate is so much colder than I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, but I have my family.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you miss about Phoenix at all?
No.
No. And what about you, Stan? How do you feel about living in California versus Phoenix?
I've always been interested in California, but I was born and raised in downstate Illinois. Champaign-Urbana was a town with the University of Illinois in it, and that was everything edited around everything that we did had something to do with the University of Illinois. Mm-hmm. And that got kind of boring until I moved out west. So, but it was a good way to grow up, and I went to school there, and it was really kind of bad in the winter time because I never was good to be in the cold or the snow, and God, we'd get that every 4 months of the year.
Yeah.
And I finally moved west, and I got a lot happier about where I was.
Great. Okay. And Mother, do you remember when you first met Stan? And can you tell us a little bit about that?
I can't quite really remember, but we were at a party,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even notice him, and that's really awful, but that was the way it was.
We were with mutual friends.
Mm-hmm.
I had lost second wife,
Yeah.
and who was a very good wife. And 6 months later, I met Grace, and life was beautiful again. I got a invitation to a party that she was at, and I met her at this party. I did not know her prior to that, and I had to go somewhere on business for another 8 days right after this party, and I told her that I will give you a call when I get back from the West Coast where I had some business. And I did get back, and I did ask her out, and boy, it just went like that. I was with her every night from then on. I don't mean I lived with her every night. We didn't get married for 6 or 8 months later.
Yeah. And Mother, what do you think the reason is that you're so compatible? What do you attribute your compatibility to?
Well, I think we have the same sense of values, because we're both born and raised in the Midwest, and that is a huge help. There are barriers, like people who live in the South have barriers. You can't think a certain way and live in the South. And also, we had complete lives before we got married, which didn't happen long after we were at the party.
We are still married.
Stan, why do you think you're so compatible with my mother? What do you think it is that makes you such a compatible couple?
I understand her, I think, and she understands me. And then we kind of say, well, that's the way it is, and here we are. We enjoy each other, though. I think we do. I think we enjoy each other, and have respect for each other. I like the way she looks. And God forbid she likes the way I look. And we laugh a lot together.
Yeah.
We don't take things too seriously in life. We pay our bills and get along and do what we got to do, but we respect each other.
That's great. Okay. Mother, what piece of advice would you give to a young person about staying happy and healthy in life?
Close your eyes and look at your life in your head and think of all the nice things that have been done for you, whether it's from your parents or teachers or your passing on to other people, and celebrate every moment of life that's good.
And Stan, what would your advice be to a young person helping them to, what piece of advice would you give them to help them enjoy their lives and do their best?
I would hope that everybody has as good a childhood as I did. My mother was relatively strict about me staying out of trouble of any kind. As I look back on it, I'm kind of glad that's the way it was. And that I had an upbringing where someone loved me enough that they went out of their way to be correct about things.
And Mother, what do you think you're really good at? What do you think you're good at in life?
Laughing. I love jokes, and I love to laugh at things. Sometimes I'm inclined to belittle other people, and that's not good, but I laugh. And I think laugh gives me my identity.
Okay.
Now, I was raised with the parents that wanted me, that were glad they had me, that gave me entertainment in the supper, in the summer rather, and every year we'd get in the car, and for 2 weeks we'd go travel to somewhere in the Midwest, Far East, Canada, and have a 2-week vacation with my parents, and they were always ready to help me whenever I needed any help.
Okay, I have a couple more questions. Mother, what do you think your biggest contribution has been to either your life, your family, your world?
I think my children. I am so pleased with all of them, and my grandchildren. I was fortunate enough to have twins, and that was really is a marvelous experience. And there are groups of women who are mothers of twins, and there's a whole society within that experience, which was wonderful. And my children were wonderful, all of them.
I like her children too. I even like my own child.
Good, good. Stan, what do you think your biggest contribution has been to the world or to your community?
I taught certain kinds of work effort to various younger people than was me. I always had a boss. I always worked good with the boss. I had my own company for a while, and I treated everybody like I wanted to be treated. And I think that works for just about anybody that wants to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to make your acquaintances to be your friends is a good thing.
Okay, this is our very last question. Mother, what do you hope for the future of our world?
I just peace, which is, I think the universal desire. Fortunately, neither Stan and I really lived through a real war, and I'm grateful that I didn't have that experience, because so many people that were in the next generation did have that, and I'm grateful that I didn't have it.
And Stan, what do you hope for the future of our world?
I hope for a little better kindness with everybody. Everybody is certainly not the same, and if there are people that get in your way, dodge around them and don't let it put you down. Just keep going and be healthy and thoughtful.
Well, this is going to end our fireside chat. I want to thank you both for joining me this afternoon to answer questions and allow me and whoever in the future views this video a little learning about who you are and what's important. I love you both, and thank you for being part of our fireside chat today.
Thank you.
Thank you for being one of our children.
Signing off from Sebastopol. Bye, everybody.
Bye.